holidays, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Beer Chasers. I'm Preston, and today we've got two more winter beers on deck for you. So we're going to start the episode off with Cigar City's Warmer Winter Warmer, and we're going to finish it off with Nice Chouffe. So both these are kind of big, heavy hitters in ABV, so hopefully we can make our way through this and stand up at the end. But if not, that's okay too. So stick around, check it out.
Warmer Winter, Winter Warmer from the Cigar City Brewery out of Tampa, Florida, mixes a traditional English-style barley wine and an old ale winter warmer. In true Cigar City fashion, the beer is hopped up with American citrus hops like Simcoe, Centennial, Columbus, Amarillo, and Glacier. It has an ABV of 12%, an SRM of 28, an IBU of 47, Beer Advocate rates at 87, Rate Beer rates at 97.
Alright, so up first we have Cigar City's Warmer Winter, Winter Warmer. So I'm not really familiar with this style of beer. It is a barley wine combined with a old age winter warmer. Neither I've had really a ton of, so I don't know if I feel comfortable going through 1 through 5 on all of the categories. So I'm just going to kind of look at this one as an overall beer and give you a 1 to 10 based on, everything. So I'm going to look at the appearance here. It's brown, has a slight amber orangish to it, but it's mostly brown. Looks nice. Look at the smell. You smell a little bit of sweetness, but the star of the smell is the hops. And I know I read on the bottle that it had hops. I know Cigar City's thing is to kind of hop beers up, and sometimes that works. I was just hoping they would kind of take more of a backseat to the sweetness. I was hoping for a Christmas beer, I kind of think sweet and kind of cinnamon and spice. And right now I'm smelling more hoppiness than anything. So I'm not saying it's bad or good, just depending on your preference. I'm not a fan, but, so let's give it a taste. Much like the smell, you're getting kind of assaulted with hops. And not like super over the head, but there's some sweetened malt there, but there's also some hops, and I don't know if I'm a fan. Give it a taste. Yeah, it's weird. Some of the hops they use are some of the, they're a little bitter. I don't know if that belongs in this style. For me personally, I wasn't looking for that. Again, I take responsibility. I read the bottle. I knew there was going to be hops in there. I was just kind of hoping they'd be more on the back burner. And now that I even let it sit, those hops are really kind of popping up. It's really destroying the sweetness and the maltiness of the beer. As you know, I'm a malt head, so not really enjoying this. Not a fan. It's disappointing because the malt that's there, I can see the hops were scaled back a little bit. It would be nice, and it'd be something I'd prefer. For the mouthfeel, it's thick. It's definitely thick. I think this is like an 11% beer, and I think that follows kind of the category for that winter warmer barley wine. It is thick. It's not a thin beer at all. So overall, yeah, Cigar City Warmer Winter, Winter Warmer. I'm not a fan. It hurts me to say it because I am a bit of a fanboy for Cigar City. I think a lot of what they do is great. And I'll admit, it could be me. Maybe, again, I'm not familiar with the style, and maybe I'm rating it, unfairly. But because I'm not really familiar with the style, I am going to rate it based on just kind of my preference. I'm not going to kind of go through the professional kind of rating 1 through 5 and all these categories because I'm not familiar with it. And that'd be unfair for me to do that. So if you follow the show and you know the beers that I like, we're kind of going on that rating on a scale of 1 to 10 overall for beers that I prefer. Where would I rate this beer? And I would probably rate it somewhere in the 6 category. There's probably people out there throwing things at the monitor right now, and I'm sorry, but I just don't like it. It's hoppy. I was hoping and expecting kind of more of a sweet, kind of big, sweet, warming kind of beer. I mean, you do get some warming. I think it is somewhere around 11%, something like that. But the hops just kill it for me. I don't mind hops. When I want an IPA, I like it hoppy. But when I think winter warmer, I don't really think hops. So for me, I'll rate it as a 6. It's not a terrible beer. It's still way better than Budweiser, Heineken, those kinds of things. But I think if I were going for a Christmas beer, I expect something a little more spicy, a little more sweet. and I'm not really getting that from this beer. So unfortunately, we're going to do a 6 out of 10 overall. It is what it is, you know. Write your comments. I'll read them. Maybe I'll respond. But 6 out of 10, Cigar City's Warmer Winter Warmer.
Nice Chouffe is a strong brown ale from the Brasserie de Chouffe out of Belgium. The beer is stated to have notes of fruit and spices, including thyme and curacao. It has an ABV of 10%, an IBU of 25. Beer Advocate rates it 92. Rate Beer rates it at 98.
Alright, so up next we have the Nice Chouffe. Maybe it's Chouffe, not quite sure how to pronounce that. But this is definitely a style I'm much more familiar with, so I'll go ahead and switch back to doing the rating scale on all the 5 categories. Just because I know the style better than I knew the last style. So we'll look at the appearance. Looks nice. It's definitely that kind of that brown, not really dark, almost transparent, but not quite. You know, I think for appearance we'll give that a 4. Looks nice, above average, not watered down. It looks pretty much where it should be and a little better. Let's go for the smell. We definitely get that Belgian yeast, that breadiness, the kind of really toasty kind of character, but I'm not getting any spice, and I'm not getting any fruitiness. You know, the bottle talked about being spicy and fruity, and I don't get any of that. So for that aspect, I think if this were a Belgian strong dark, I would give it a 3.5 or 4, but because I should be smelling some spices, I'm going to give this a 2.5. I mean, it's what it should smell like for a Belgian strong dark, but it's missing the spice that is advertised in the bottle. I really don't smell any of it. So I guess hopefully the taste will taste a little better. So cheers. It's delicious for a Belgian strong dark, but much like the smell, I get 0 spice. I'm not getting any kind of the fruitiness it's talking about in the bottle. I think it's excellent for a Belgian strong. I mean, it's really good. But I'm rating this against Christmas beers, and the beer talks about having spice and fruit in it, and I don't taste it. So for the taste, I'm going to have to go again with the 2.5. You know, it's below average. It really should have some sort of spicy character to it, you know, and I'm not really getting any of that. So for the mouthfeel, it's what you would expect. You know, it's medium mouthfeel, maybe approaching, you know, thick. Coats the tongue nicely, nice carbonation on it. No complaints there. I'll give it a 3.5, a little better than average, but nothing blowing me away. So, you know, where does that put that? A couple 2.5s, a 3.5, you know, it's probably a 3 beer, you know. Unfortunately, I'm disappointed with this one. You know, I was hoping after that Cigar City hot bomb that this would kind of come in with that sweetness and give me a little bit of the spice that I was looking for the Christmas aspect, and unfortunately it's not there, you know. I really don't have much more to say, you know. It's a little lackluster. Again, if this was just a Belgian strong dark ale, I think it'd be awesome. It'd be like a 4 or 4.5 beer. But the fact that it's supposed to be a Christmas style, and I know they do regular, like a triple, and they do a regular, you know, double and a strong dark, so I'm not sure how they missed the mark on this one, but it is what it is, you know. So unfortunately, I'll rate that, you know, kind of 3. It's just kind of average, you know, nothing spectacular, nothing great. So there you are, the Nice Chouffe. Alright, so those tastings complete. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Beer Chasers. So I think unfortunately on this episode we went over 2 as far as the Christmas beers. We had the Cigar City Warmer Winter Warmer, which was kind of very hop forward, you know, and I was hoping, you know, that beer, even though I read there was going to be hops on there, I was hoping that the hops would just kind of be the side star, and that the main star was going to be some malts, some big, you know, ABV. And unfortunately, the hops are just a little too forward for my taste, you know. And again, if that's your thing, awesome. And I think that beer was probably geared towards hop heads with a little more malt this time for them. And I'm more of a malt guy who wouldn't have minded just a little bit of hops. And then we tasted the Nice Chouffe, which was a good Belgian strong dark that would have rated at a 4, 4.5 all day long, but it's supposed to be a Christmas beer, and there really wasn't any spice. I didn't get any fruit from that one, so we kind of just rated it at a 3. I mean, that's almost as a courtesy. It could have gone lower than that, but it was a very good Belgian strong dark. It's just missing the spice character. It was missing something to kind of make it Christmas. So I think when looking back between this episode and the last episode, The star of the 4 beers as far as Christmas was concerned was the Mad Elf beer, the one that had the honey and the cherries in it. Really good, 11%. For me, I love the sweetness of it, and maybe that's just my thing for sure. Maybe you won't like it, but I would recommend picking that one up. If you can trade for it, if you can find it, I definitely go out there and try to get it. So, I look forward to next year. We'll put 2 or 4 more beers in the rotation, see if we can get some winners. But it's not always going to be a home run, and half the fun is trying it, and at least you know now. But anyways, that's going to wrap up the episode. I'm Preston. This is the Beer Chasers. We'll see you later.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. And stop. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.